What would it take to fight Tom Aspinall from the UFC? Like, what is the...
Dude, I appreciate Nelk for having like the balls to like call it out. Dude.
Call him out.
That's just crazy.
They do that with a lot of people too. Respect to them, because
Nah, dude. Like honestly, but like it's a question like everybody's asking. Like, I'm surprised Jones even took that interview. They didn't know how bold these dudes are.
what do you think? You think he'll take it?
I've been telling everybody, and I made a bunch of videos already talking about this, that Jones, the smartest thing to do is just retire, dude. Like, you got nothing else to prove. If he beats Tom Aspinall, which he won't, and he can't, and I don't care. Like, yeah, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the best to ever do it. But this version, 37-year-old Jones, fat and slow. I think DC made a comment about him at 205 would have a better chance than Tom Aspinall. I think he's too slow, too fat now. And I feel like the smartest thing to do is to just stay away from Tom, dude. Or just retire. Bro, Dana is like glazing this fool, bro, by letting him hold on to the belt.
For so long, which is so crazy because you don't see that happen in other divisions. Any other division that wants to hold the belt.
Henry Cejudo, dude, as soon as he's like, all right, guys, I'm done. Strip the next day, dude.
Even Ilya, you see it right now with Ilya and Islam. Yeah, it's kind of almost a different situation, but they all want to move around. They all want to move up. Immediate vacate. You know, they're all dropping the belt. John's over here taking little vacays, doing what he wants on his own time and
being gay and Russian.
And being gay.
I like Jones, dude. I mean, I don't like him. I think he's done some sketchy. I don't think he's a good person. He's done some sketchy stuff in life. Yeah. And like, you think he'd learn, but part of me is like, I feel like Tom Aspinall's a good person, and I feel like he's the one to he's the boogeyman, dude.
He's the one that everyone wants as a champ right now. I mean, again, at the end of the day, you put respect on John because what he's done, the career he's had, and he's the champion. At the end of the day, like, he's the heavyweight champ. But he's holding up the division. Yeah. You gotta.
He's not gonna come back.
You can't have a champ and you can't have an interim champ, and then you're trying to go
Tom,
around.
How many times is Tom gonna defend his interim championship?
Yeah, which he hasn't. He's only defended it once.
He's about to defend it again, though. He's like, I'm ready to fight. Where's this freaking chump at?
I even heard. I heard of the thing the other day where it kind of makes sense. It's like, if Tom said that he just wants to fight. It doesn't matter if it's John Jones or whatever, he just wants to fight.
Exactly.
So for me, I feel like, and this was a good point that they said the other day, Tom should just stay active. If Tom's a champ, he'll just stay interim champ.
Clear the division.
Just clear the division. And if John ever wants to come back, Tom is going to be waiting for him.
No, but are we just going to let him hold the title and fucking...
Of course not. I feel like at the end of the day, I think UFC has to make that decision of either stripping him, doing some type of vacate or whatever the case is. But, bro, with the relationship that Dana and John Jones have, it's
glazed, dude.
It's glazed.
John Jones is a girl, and there's no debating that.
John Jones is the greatest fighter to ever live. If John Jones and anybody walks into a room together, who's coming out? It's John Jones every single time. But like you said, he's older now, bro. You see that fight with Stipe. There's a bunch of highlight clips of Stipe even catching him. He's catching him several times
to take out Grandpa Stipe.
To take out Grandpa Stipe, who was so inactive in the past 4 years of fighting. Didn't even want to fight. Just, I guess, I'm assuming probably the money that came behind it. But still gets caught. He gets caught by Stipe. He's slow as Stipe. He can't move like he used to. Tom would... I feel like Tom would just...
Tom gonna run through him, bro. He's gonna be like...
Which is why he doesn't want to fight, because he knows that if he goes out like that, it would just not be a good way to end the legacy. But...
And I don't think it would hurt his legacy.
It wouldn't, but it would. It wouldn't, because at the end of the day, you have to go by everything he's accomplished in his whole life.
The new fans are gonna be like, oh, John Jones was never that good. They don't know what he did.
What he did before. Yeah. But the only shitty thing is the fans of today, like, they're going to be like, John ducked Tom for so long, and then came back and then...
Duck or lose? Which one do you want?
I guess both, if you really want to consider it. You're ducking for so long.
No, I'm saying what's better? To duck and be known as...
I would lose.
Or lose and I don't know, who knows?
Because at the end of the day, a fight's a fight. Like, you see the greatest fighters go out there and they lose. I mean, Alex Pereira hasn't lost a lot of fan base, but lost to Ankalaev. At the end of the day, it's a fight, man. Like, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you'd rather go out on your shield, going through a fight and maybe losing, than to talk so much stuff about your opponent or talk highly of yourself and then never fight. Never fight. You know, everybody knows that the fight is Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. Even John Jones has said it himself that this is a fight.
There's no other fights at heavyweight, dude.
To say Tom is not on my level, to say Tom has no ground game and I would submit him and everything, and then not go through with the fight, then you know you're gonna call it. You know, you're gonna have a different ending to your legacy not fighting him than to talk all this stuff about it and then not go through with the fight.
What I see is like the fight plays out. Let's say first round. You know, it's these guys are filling each other out. You know, Tom eventually closes the distance, clips him a couple times, maybe drops him. You know, he gets Jones on the floor. You know, maybe Tom lets him up, whatever. Like, I think he can match him everywhere, dude. On the feet, obviously Jones is tricky. He can cut you. You don't have the power in the hands. Tom Aspinall does. But, you know, he's smart. He's a vet. He knows everything, you know. The joint manipulation, the kicks, the oblique kicks. Like, he's super dangerous. I'm not saying Jones is not dangerous. But I'm saying you got someone like the young and next-hungry guy up, which is Tom.
Yep, and he's fresh. He's in his prime. He's 32,
yeah, he's in his prime
31, 32.
Yeah.
And he's a big boy. Like you said, let's say he gets clipped. Anybody who's gotten clipped by Tom does not make it out.
Exactly.
No one has ever seen the second round with Tom. So if Tom happens to catch John, which is a very high possibility, I just don't know if John can recuperate. And let's also change the narrative. Let's say it does go to the ground. No one knows what Tom has on the ground, and according to Tom and his team, he has a very good ground game.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to use it because like that's what he grew up doing. He was a jiu-jitsu guy that got hands, and now he's a well-developed MMA fighter. But like, what I think is like on the ground he's gonna match. He's not like a fish out of water, dude.
No, of course not.
Like he's gonna hold his own on the ground, but I don't think he's gonna need to be on the ground, dude. I think you know these guys are gonna be on the feet. Jones, I think, is gonna try to wrestle, and he's gonna have some trouble with a guy as big as fucking Tom Aspinall, dude.
I call it like this. I say, fight starts. They feel each other out for maybe the first minute. Tom rushes in with like a 1-2 or maybe like a 3-punch, a 1-2-1. Catches John at a surprise, knocks him down. If it doesn't get finished, it might go to a ground scramble. But wouldn't be long until either Tom recognizes it and gets up, or just a ground and pound. But again,
ground and pound, dude.
I think a ground and pound would be a bit. Again, Tom is just so strong right now.
Yeah.
He's so strong. He's very well-rounded, very active. He got explosiveness behind him. You just don't see big people like that move the way they
have everything, dude. Like, I know we're glazing him right now.
We're glazing him, I know, and I would want to glaze John over Tom, but in reality, like, Tom is looking so good right now, and he's only getting better.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he's still not at his ceiling, dude. And like, he's faced like these scary guys, so that's what I'm saying. On the feet, I just don't see the threat. You know, these big punchers like Curtis, Pavlovich, you know, like some of these like really scary guys in the division, and like he's got a chin on him, dude. Like, I'm not worried that he's gonna get clipped by John and then finish. Like, he might slice him up with like an elbow. Like I said, the oblique kicks. Like, he's real dangerous with his kick, John. You know, finding that distance. But I just think he's slow. He's a different person at heavyweight.
I think so too. And I think John, again, I think Father Time gets everybody at some point. And for how inactive John has been, I just don't see him suddenly turning the lights on and being like, well, let me get motivated to do this training camp and then come back and dominate. I think right now Tom is being active. He's working every single day. I just don't see John really taking it out of Tom on this one. So who knows if it ever happens? But as far as I think,
and if it does, I'm betting the house on Tom.
Put it all on Tom right now. But
bro, I'm betting a buck on Tom, dude. I swear. Yeah? I've been yapping about him since before he fought. Not Pavlovich. When he fought Curtis for the first time and he got finished. You know, yes, I understand he's got some losses. It was a weird situation with the knee, but in that fight, I was like, dude, he's gonna wipe Curtis and he's gonna be a freaking heavyweight champion, bro. Like, I've been watching him for a long time. That I'm like, the eye test. You see the eye test. You see prospects come up, and yeah, he got finished in that fight, but look what he's done since, dude.
But you can't also say like he got finished. He
yeah,
blew out his knee on a leg kick, but then came back and avenged that loss in what 2 minutes. In 2 minutes.
I'm telling you, bro, he's on a different level, dude.
He's just a different animal, which again, why a lot of people consider him as the champion, but he needs that official belt.
Yeah.
But does that define who he is? At the end of the day, I think if Tom just remains active and starts fighting all these other people in the division, people are just going to see him as the actual champ, regardless of who has the belt. Now, at the end of the day, if John wants to come back, he better do it now before Tom starts getting that
The
momentum.
longer he waits, I feel like it's gonna be worse.
Exactly, and let's face it, John's not getting any younger. He's getting chunkier by the day. You see it on his latest clips.
More booze, more booby sugar.
He just doesn't care right now. So I think if he's gonna fight, do it now, because anything in the future, it might not work out well for him.
Let me see, who is that heavyweight that Tom could actually fight?
I think there's talks of him and Cyril Gahn, him defending the interim champ against Cyril Gahn.
See, that'd be a good one, because like let's say it's competitive or something. Let's say he goes 5 rounds. People are gonna be like, "Oh, look what John did to him," versus "Look what Tom."
Yes.
But if he runs through him in 1 round, it's gonna be like, "Oh, freaking, he ran! Look what he did to him."
Which they'll be like, that's just gonna be Tom or John. He's gonna get ran through by Tom.
Like Volkov, Sergey, Curtis.
No one's ever seen
Almeida.
the second round with Tom. But Cyril Gahn, like, he has his moments. He has good fights. He's a very well-rounded fighter. Yeah, he probably has some issues on the ground game, and maybe Tom might be able to expose that. But Tom, for the most part, is a stand-up guy. You know, he's just.
I think he's a fucking full MMA fighter, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a complete fighter, dude.
Has anyone ever taken him down?
He's gotten taken down, and he, like I said, he's got some losses, but I feel like the losses has put him where he is now. Like I said, now this version of Tom versus this version of Jones is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the past. Yeah, Jones has a legacy, but I'm talking about today, dude. Like, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday, dude. Like, MMA fans forget. But when I'm talking about this version of Jones and this version of Tom, dude.
9 out of 10 times, I think I'd take Tom on this one. But who knows? We'll see what happens. I feel like it's getting close. A lot of people are shooting for what's the card at the end of the year in October, November? Is it the Las Vegas card or Madison Square Garden card? They're shooting for that, but if not, I see Tom and
Jones
Cyril
is like Conor, dude. He's not coming back. Those fans that are like, "Oh yeah, watch Conor McGregor." Like, dude, no, you don't. You don't watch MMA, bro.
You think he doesn't come back because he's worried? You think like part of now? I'm not gonna say John is scared because I don't think John is ever gonna be scared. But do you think he's like nervous, or do you think that he has the reality mindset of like
I think
I am getting
smart.
older?
I think it's smart, and he's being calculated. Like, oh, I'm drag it out as long as I can, and I know that in the back of his mind, I think he knows it's not gonna happen.
But do you also think in the back of his mind he's like, man, my body is going through it.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to recover. I don't move as fast. I'm not as strong.
I feel like part of him knows that, like, yeah,
it's gonna be
I
a
want this
very
fight.
tough
I
fight
want this
for him.
fight, yeah.
Dude.
Like, he sees it, dude. Like, him being a champion, like, you scope and you know these things, and I feel like he's looking at Tom like,
Like, this will be the real competition.
Like, this guy's pretty good.
I think John's like, man, I want that one more to cement my legacy. I want that one because I think he even posted something on an Instagram where he has like all these. He has a picture of all the posters that he's fought throughout his career, and he has one more spot. And he's like, I'm saving it. So like, part of him like really wants to get in there and probably finish up the legacy. But I think like the smart version of Tom is just like, man, this is not a fucking easy fight. This is like a very tough fight where I have a good.
And
chance
part of that crazy of like, oh, I want to go get it is what makes him champion.
Yeah.
And as what I'm saying, like, I'm not saying, he's terrible. Like, he's the legend. He's the greatest of all time. Yes, what he's done in the past, but I'm just saying today, dude. If they fought tomorrow, I think right now is the time to get him.
Yep, I think so too.
And I feel like that's why he's like, oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it's serious, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think John today put something out that he's not interested in coming back anytime soon. That he could care less about fighting right now. So right now the mentality is not there. I just feel like Tom right now just has to get active. I think if Tom just takes a fight,
Just keep asking for it, bro. Keep asking for
or just keep fighting. Just build that momentum. You don't also want to go away and not fight for about a year. You don't want to be a
Don't wait Michael Chandler.
Yeah,
dude.
you don't want to be a Michael Chandler. You don't want to sit out for 2 years, 2+ years, hoping for that big fight, never get it, and then you finally get a fight and you come back and you're rusty. You're rusty, you don't do good, you happen to lose. Now your whole career goes on a whole 360 or 180, I guess, because you want to wait for that big fight.
Yeah.
Stay active, fight these other guys who you could probably beat, because let's be honest.
Cyril's gonna be a banger, dude.
It's going to be a banger, but man, I just don't
Bro,
see
that double
being
leg
fine.
from Tom, dude. I feel like, let's say it's even on the feet, it'll be good on the feet. Like, Cyril can hold his own on the feet. But, bro, that double leg from Tom, dude, he's just gonna freaking be like, jab, jab. Maybe he'll switch his stance when Tom is orthodox and he's southpaw, and freaking boom, double leg right there.
Double leg and take him down. Now, if it's not Cyril Gahn, I think the other person that we're talking about was Almeida.
That's a good one. But again, a deficit on the feet.
Yes, and Almeida got finished by Curtis Blades in like the beginning of the.
I feel like
round.
you put that pressure on him. Almeida is not all that. He's
not
good, but I don't think he's there yet. I feel like Tom still gets him, bro.
I just feel like, man, the heavyweight, everybody's scary in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
anybody can get anybody.
It only takes one.
I just feel like everybody's right here right now, all fighting, and I feel like Tom is just like on
Tom is a level above it, dude.
But again, I think Tom just has to stay active. Stay active, keep that momentum going, keep yourself warmed up, and if that John fight happens, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. You got the momentum. You're not sitting back. You're still getting all these fights. And if it happens, it just makes for a bigger fight.
You know some good things that I think could happen at heavyweight? Two good things. So let's say Alex just lost. Mm-hmm. That's a good fight that could go up. Obviously, you know, levels above on that, like I said, double leg by Tom Aspinal. Or Yuri. If Yuri don't get the title, he can move up, dude.
Which, two things that I heard today, Alex posted on his Insta or X that he's 245. He's walking around at 245 right now. And I heard that Yuri is fighting Ankalaev. Now rumors, but
That's a damn good fight, dude.
Ankalaev and Yuri next.
Like these guys are so big that like anybody can get anybody.
Anybody can get anybody. But
anybody can get got.
I just don't know if Alex moving up to heavyweight is the move right now. You're getting if Yuri and Ankalaev are
three
fighting,
belts.
If it can happen, no one's ever been a three-time champ. If anybody can do it, it'd be Alex. But realistically, like I feel like Alex should have another shot at a rematch with Ankalaev.
Yeah.
If the Yuri and Ankalaev rumor is true, it almost doesn't make sense because Yuri's lost to Alex twice already. Alex just
it's kind of weird. I mean, we'll see what they decide.
We'll see what they decide. But yo, bro, Alex 245 moves up to heavyweight, fights Tom Aspinall, and then
I feel like that's an easy fight for Tom because, like I said, dude, like on the ground, on the feet, it's dangerous. Anybody can get anybody. Tom, I think, has more power than Alex. That's controversial, but speed kills.
Speed kills, and let's also not beat around the bush. Alex gets hit a lot. Like when he strikes people, like
some of his defense is pulling back. You can't pull back on these long, big motherfuckers like Tom.
No. And I think Alex likes to. He'll take a punch to give maybe one or two.
I mean, he'll slip and he'll get his head offline really good when he throws those straight shots. But a lot of his defense is pulling back. You've seen these videos when he spars boxers, and they'll follow him and put him on the rope and tee off on him because you can only pull back for so long, dude.
And you can't pull back with someone like Tom because those are just too.
Bro,
those petroleum hands, bro, are too strong.
Money with the 1-2-1, bro. Like Tom will follow up, maybe not land the 2, but then he follows up with the 1.
I wonder what it's like to get hit by Tom. Like if you got hooked by Tom, like would it be equivalent to maybe getting hit by like a small car? Is it like maybe like a thick ass bat?
Tom or freaking Alex?
Or either or. I think what did this is a whole Francis Ngannou when Dana was like,
oh yeah,
Francis
Ngannou,
yeah, like a small, or getting a sledgehammer over the head and swinging it down at full force is